Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. Hey, if you're trying to figure out what's the best business credit card that I can use to start my side hustle, and so what I've broke down is terms of what credit cards you should use and why you should use these credit cards, okay? Especially if you're trying to grow your business and get more business credit funding and stuff like that. There's certain things that you need to do in order to do that, and choosing the right business credit card is definitely one of them. Now, here's the thing about it. The biggest thing that I see, biggest challenge I see most people make is not structuring their business. And the reason that this is a problem, and it can be dangerous, is because when you don't structure your business and you keep on working your side hustle under your social, all that's happening is that you end up paying more taxes. Okay, so if you're going to do a side hustle, you might as well set it up as a actual business. Okay, so if you separate it from the business as well as your personal. Now, the thing about it, for most people, they don't know the right structure to set their business up in. So if you have any questions about that, you can click the link in the description and schedule a one-on-one consultation. Now, that being said, let's talk about some of the side hustles and which business credit card that you may want to consider when starting your side hustle. Now, if you're a person that's into the reselling, e-commerce type of business or whatever, especially if you're focused on Amazon, eBay and stuff like that, you may want to consider a Amazon credit card. Now, there's two Amazon credit cards that I'm going to be talking about. So there's the Amazon American Express credit card. Now, in reference to the Amazon American Express credit card, more likely you're going to do a hard pull on your FICO 8 credit score, okay? And that's going to be your Experian and your TransUnion, okay? So that's with the Amazon American Express credit card. Now, with the Amazon Chase card, Visa Chase card, all right? This is the tricky part about this here. Even though it's for Amazon, all right, it still counts as a 524 card, okay? Now, for most people, they're trying to figure out, well, what's 524? Well, the 524 with Chase cards is if you have 5 open revolving accounts, okay? 5 open revolving accounts, all right, within the past 24 months, then if you apply for any other credit cards with Chase, you can be disqualified, all right? Now, there's two things that you can keep in mind, that if you have personal loans, that don't count. Also, authorized users does not count towards your 524. Okay, so just giving you some heads up. So if you apply for the Amazon Visa credit card through Chase or whatever, and they turn you down, go back and look at your accounts and see which open accounts you had within the past 24 months, and see if one of those is either a personal loan or a authorized user, because they cannot calculate those into your 524. Okay, so I hope that helps you on that. So with the Amazon reselling, that way, if you're using an Amazon card, then you're starting to build a relationship, okay? And that relationship, especially when it comes to business funding, re-upping your products and stuff like that, then it takes you over into where you can do the Amazon Net 55, okay? And so where that means that Amazon will basically front you the money to buy your products and stuff like that, and they give you 55 days on invoice, all right? So that's the first thing in terms of your side hustle if you're selling online, especially on Amazon. Now, your second side hustle, say that you're doing Doordash, Uber, Lyft, you know, Instacart, all right? So what type of business credit card you should be going for? Well, most of the time, you probably want to go for a low-hanging fruit credit card. So your low-hanging fruit credit card will possibly be like your Capital One Business Spark card, the gold one, right? So you can get that credit card with a 580 credit score. Now, here's the thing of why you want that card, okay? Because it reports to the major credit bureaus, all right? So by it reporting to the major credit bureaus like Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and that information is shared with Dun and Bradstreet. Another thing about setting up your corporation properly and opening up the right business account, this is also plays a factor into this. When you open up your business bank account, you want to have one of the gatekeepers, okay? The reason I call them the gatekeepers because they're the major banks, all right? So your major banks will be like American Express, Capital One, Citibank, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, okay? The top gatekeepers you want that report to most of the business credit bureaus would be your Chase, Capital One, Citibank. All right, so they report to your Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and shared with Dun and Bradstreet. Where American Express, they would just report to Small Business Financial Exchange, and that information is shared. Okay. Now you also have U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank shares that information with Small Business Financial Exchange, and that information is shared with Dun and Bradstreet, okay? Another thing that I want to bring in so you can understand, with these here credit cards, you don't need a Paydex score. You don't have to have a Dun's number. You don't have to have net 30s, all right? Not saying that you shouldn't, I'm just saying it's not necessary, okay? So if you have a strong enough credit, most of these credit cards, if you have at least a 660 credit score. Now, going back to talking about the Capital One, like I said, 580 credit score on that. Now, you also have another card out there, and it's called Corepay, all right? So I'll put a link below so you can check it out. But with Corepay, here's the interesting thing about it. It's a net 21. So that means you have 21 calendar days, okay, once you use the card to pay it off. Now, they report to Experian, Equifax, and Dun and Bradstreet, all right? But it's a net 21. All you need is a 600 credit score for that. So if you're doing, again, like you're using your vehicle for transportation, Doordash, Instacart, and stuff like that, that's one of the good credit cards that you can use, as well as that Capital One. Again, because of it reporting. Now, again, when you open up your business bank account with one of the gatekeepers, make sure that you do weekly deposits, if not daily deposits, okay? Because the more activity, it helps with your business bank rating. And so many people are not even familiar with this or whatever, and so they'll go open up a bank with a small community bank, or they may open up their bank with a credit union, but they don't report your data. And so that's the reason you want these type of financial institutions. You can have multiple banks, right? And that's fine, but make sure you have one of the major banks that I mentioned as well. Now, say that you're doing like a truck driving carrier business. Again, like I said, your Corepay card, or if you have bad credit, then you want to look at the Bank of America secured business credit card, all right? If you have bad credit, you may want to consider looking at the Divvy program. The Divvy program is where it's a secured program for if you have bad credit and you can't get a line of credit or whatever. With their program, you put money up front, but it still reports to the Small Business Financial Exchange, and that information is shared with Dun and Bradstreet. Okay, so you want to be able to have a relationship with different institutions to help build up your business credit profile. Now, like I said, with you being a carrier, a truck driver and stuff, and you're trying to build up your business credit so you can get other credit cards and stuff like that, then Capital One would still be a good candidate. If you have bad credit, the Gold Spark business credit card, that's a good candidate. Again, you want Divvy, Corepay if you have at least a 600 credit score. So those are some. Now let's talk about some of the other credit cards that you can get up to. Now there's the First National Bank of Omaha. They have a secured business credit card as well. Now they also, with First National Bank, here's something else that I think that will probably help you. With First National Bank of Omaha, they pull Experian FICO 9. All right, so with your major gatekeeper companies and stuff like that, banks and stuff, like with American Express, Chase, Capital One, they use FICO 8, which is very, I would say, very restrictive when it comes to looking at the credit and stuff. But with FICO 9, it has more flexibility. So that's the reason that I'm talking about those type of credit cards. So you definitely want to see if First National Bank, Experian, FICO 9, like I said, if you have at least a 670, 660, 670, that may be a card, and you can do a pre-qual for that. General Motors business credit card through Goldman Sachs, TransUnion, FICO 9, so that may be an option for you as well. Now there's one other card I wanted to mention, and for your side hustle, and that would be like your Wells Fargo, and it's because they're Experian, their FICO 9 as well. Now again, for some of you all may not know the difference between your FICO 8, FICO 9, click the link in the description. Pull your real credit report. If you need to schedule a one-on-one consultation, especially about structuring your business, helping you get business credit funding, personal credit funding, or you just trying to figure out how to remove some negative items off of your personal credit, then click the link and schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.